This is Nando reporting for the Pound for Pound Boxing Show, proudly sponsored by Bravose Boxing, here with Kalle Saerland. Kalle, new dawn, new era, Channel 5 for Wasserman. How big of a deal is this?
I think, free-to-air boxing is so rare these days. It's amazing. Great partner in Channel 5. They're so behind boxing. It's special to promote fighters, your stable, on a platform that's accessible to the whole country. Simply something special about it, and we've done that all over the world. And now to do it in the UK is a bit of a dream come true, as you can imagine. To do it everywhere else is nice, but then to do it at home is something that really is special.
It feels like a throwback, doesn't it, from the days when we used to see the likes of Kawasaki and Amir Khan and David Hay on terrestrial TV, and now you're bringing it back to... for the life of me, I can't work out how there's not more boxing on terrestrial TV in the UK. It's obviously a huge success. We recently smashed the Sky viewing figure with Chris Eubank Jr. on their free view. So you see that, and then you see other sports being picked up and paid millions from terrestrial broadcasters. You see even like MMA now on BBC, I think. And, you're on BBC, yeah.
Yeah, and I just don't know. We like the ugly duckling in the corner. There's big bad boxing, but boxing delivers bigger than MMA ever has and ever will. So for me, I'm surprised, but at the same time, I think also, reliance here has been on the pay-per-view market. It's a very important pay-per-view market, and it's been a very successful one. And also for the fans in terms of what fights have been delivered. So the promoter's done a fantastic job on that. But at the same time, I also see there's also an element of missed opportunity with free-to-air in terms of, clearly you can't go to a free-to-air broadcast now and say I want to be paid the same as a football match. But we've hit 23 million viewers in Germany before. We've hit 70% market shares in Scandinavia before. We've done huge numbers in Eastern Europe. Why can't we do it in the UK, in a country where boxing isn't just a niche sport, it's a mainstream sport? Look at the Sky calendar, you look at the BT calendar, you look at the success of DAZN already in the UK. It's a big time sport in this country, and I think that it's great that Channel 5's so behind it, and we're going to push it like crazy.
And what a way to kick it off with a great fight for the British title. For me, the best looking belt in boxing as well. And
yes, I said it was a pure belt. There's no interim version of it, there's no this version of it or that version. It's just the British title.
That's it.
But you know what you're getting.
Exactly.
You know what you're getting. You get the tear up. Right?
That's it.
And I believe that there's too much. What's this mean? Who's the bet? This is the title which says domestically you are the best fighter, giving you the right, in my opinion, my humble opinion, to move on and fight the rest of the world. So it's like, we're just talking about it with someone else before about how many good fights there are domestically in the UK.
Especially in the middleweight division as well.
Yeah, in the middleweight division. I mean, look, we just saw, we saw some great fights in February, I know, but, Eubank's performance, which is on let's say, on a world level, where does that leave Williams now? He's gone back down to British level, so he would fit great into this mix as well. Maybe the winner fights Williams. There's lots of you've got Phoenix Cash out there. You've got Danny Dignam. I think there's much more into that than fighting, against Mexicans who are great fighters. Don't get me wrong, but the storylines aren't quite the same when you've got domestic names. And the UK's got a history of it at the top level, at the world level, further down the career, but also the essential part of that is the British level, and that's fantastic.
They say styles make fights. Obviously, before it was meant to be Linus Udofia versus Felix Cash. Then they were talking about Danny Dignam. But now it's Denzel Bentley. Do you think the style of Denzel Bentley with Linus Udofia makes this fight even better and bigger now?
Yeah, like I said at the presser, I must admit, when we bid for it, my brother was selling it to me, and I hadn't seen too much of Denzel Bentley. I know the name, and I'd seen some things, but I hadn't looked into it. I was just told my brother, you deal with the presser, with the purse bid, and we valued it very highly, slightly more higher than Frank Warren did, and that's how purse bid works. You win some, you lose some, and you know, I then went and looked at Bentley, and I was like, wow, now I understand the reaction. You know, there was such a great fan reaction to it, and that's fantastic.
Let's talk about Josh Kelly, massive signing for Wasserman as well, and he's back at 154 for this fight, and then he said he will go back to 147. How big is Josh Kelly in the welterweight division?
He said he was going to go between the two. He wasn't quite sure yet, and there's opportunities on both sides. So we'll see that during the year, you know, and we'll see also from a promotional point of view where we can move him the best. I've said it and I'll say it again, I think Josh Kelly will become a world champion. Boxing L's are for learning and not for losing.
I interviewed Josh Kelly as well, and I said, while he was before the Avanesian fight, all they were talking about was Josh Kelly, Conor Benn, and that's the only fight. Since he left, a lot has happened in the welterweight division. Florian Marku, Mickinson, Congo, and now you saw the return of Kell Brook as well. How much are you excited to see him back into the mix with these type of fighters, and Josh Taylor coming at 147?
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, I just come up with a lot of names. I wouldn't quite put Florian Marku and Josh Taylor into one sentence, but you know, there's some very exciting now. I'm totally getting your point. From certain domestic level to you know, massive world champion level, it's all there. So one of the biggest headaches you have is when you can't find the right mix and the right amount of opponents and that to plan that journey. So from that point of view, I'm very happy. I mean, you know, the more the better.
The thing I respect Josh Kelly is that a lot of people in his shoes fighting a world-class fighter like Avanesian, they will come back and still think, okay, I can go for these type of fighters. But he said he will be open for a British title fight. Can you see that with the likes of Usman?
Yeah, I mean, no, absolutely. I mean, you know, like I said before, for me, the British title fight is a springboard to a lot of things. When he fought Avanesian, I don't think anyone around him or himself knew that Avanesian was a lot further down his career and his journey than they expected him to be. He was a firecracker that came out of the wrong box.
I want to talk about one of your fighters I'm a big fan of is Christina Hammer. Yes. We saw over the weekend what happened with Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields. Is she eyeing the winner of this?
Yeah, I mean, she's fighting on show April 30th in Cologne. Yeah. And, you know, we're going to move her back, and she's a three-time world champion. Yeah. So yeah, she called me actually after the weekend and said she wants that fight.
Of course, and I'm sure she wants Shields more.
We'll be pushing hard for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a brilliant fight. Whoever wins that fight against Christina Hammer will be massively.
Absolutely.
And same other April 30th, another man of yours is Dennis Radovan.
Yep.
What's the plan for him?
Look, he's top 5, 6 already in the IBF. Final eliminator. You know, we'll go through the process with him. He's great talent. Headlining in Cologne April 30th, and then expecting an eliminator later this year.
Brilliant. 7th of May, your man finally got an opponent, Hrgovic. A monstrous fight against Zhang. How big is this fight, and big test for Hrgovic as well? Yeah,
his biggest to date. Credit to Zhang for finally being the man to come out and sign for this fight. It's the whole story again, but we all know how long it's taken.
How frustrating has that been for him and for yourself?
No words that I could put, even if this wasn't for family channel viewing, I wouldn't put it into what language I would have to use. What it's been like, but that's boxing, and we've got to be patient. But it's very difficult to be patient when you see dickheads clowning around. So, promoters and Yeah, just complete rubbish what we've been through, and it shouldn't have happened. The process should have been different, in my opinion. But we're there now, so
exactly. And what a monstrous fight it is.
And the good news is, I think that the wait for the shot will be very short because it's already overdue.
Could you ever see that being in Croatia? Would you push for that?
Yeah, but I'm also a realist. I mean, Joshua looks like he's not even fighting in his country. For the next fight, it's where the money is, and that's where boxing goes. And, you know, whether it's in Saudi or whether it's in a big UK stadium. You know. So yeah, no, I would love it to be in Croatia, but I don't know too many Croatian billionaires that I can talk to help me out on that one.
As we're staying on the subject of heavyweight division, in 2 weeks we got Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte, the big one at Wembley. What's your prediction for this fight? How do you see this going?
Tyson's my man, but Dillian's one of the most improved heavyweights. So intriguing fight. I would expect Tyson to win in heavyweights. You know, anything can happen. We've seen that Tyson can go down. He normally stands up.
Yeah, Undertaker style as well.
But I also think that Dillian's one of the most underrated punchers at the weight. So yeah, it's a fight that excites me and everyone, you know, around boxing. So yeah.
Chris Eubank Jr. We saw his big win against Liam Williams, dominating in February over Williams. Now the rumours are with Kell Brook. How do you see this fight going?
We're moving closer. We've agreed a weight, hydration clause, etc. And now we move on to the not so important matter of money.
I know you can't.
That was sarcastic.
I know you can't really say a lot, but what are kind of like the destinations where this fight could be? Could it be London? Could it be in Sheffield?
That comes after the money. So let's get through the money part first. I don't expect it to be outside the UK. I don't think it'll be in Wales, so I'll limit it to England.
Brilliant.
I don't think it'll be in Scotland. Can't see it in Northern Ireland.
Petrol's too expensive, so keep it close.
Yeah, we'll try and keep it close, but that's the last part. Like we said before, around the Williams fight, Junior don't care where the fight is. It's the right way, which I think both sides are happy with now. And now it's about we need to find the right conditions as Wasserman because we have to deliver for Junior.
Brilliant. Do you have a final message for the fans that are going to buy tickets for this and tuning in on May 13th?
Say again?
Do you have a final message for the fans that's going to be buying tickets for this event on May 13th?
Because they're going out the door very quickly. It's a relatively small venue as well. I think it'll be a great Friday night out. Lots of entertainment. We're going to have a lot of Wasserman World athletes from other sports there. So
brilliant.
Bring your cameras for selfies and expect a little party.
Brilliant. Kalle Saerland, thank you.